మా కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com, ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/ddsaptagiri, ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/ddsaptagirivja, ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/ddsaptagiri, యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/ddsaptagiri.
Hello children, I wish you all a bright and happy morning. I hope you are all safe and sound. I am glad to welcome you to Vidya Varadhi educational program presented by Department of Education, Andhra Pradesh. Now you are listening to Rebecca, an English teacher working at ZPHS Somandepalli, Anantapur district. Before getting into the topic, I would like to draw your attention to a quotation. Develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. Here, the passion means a strong desire or in great interest for learning. All of you must be thinking, during this lockdown period, you will take things very easy, right? All your immediate seniors have passed their examinations without writing, passed their 10th class without examination. So, don't think that things will be same for the next academic year. So, you have to work hard and get ready for your examinations. For that, you have to develop passion for learning. Then only you will grow. You know a quotation in English saying, practice makes a man perfect. In this quotation, it tells about the third person, others, a man. But today, I would like to focus on yourself. Say to yourself, perfect practice makes me perfect. So, in order to become perfect in your career or in a job, you have to dream high. As Abdul Kalam said, you should have a higher dreams, and for that you have to set a target, right? Unless until you have a goal or target, you don't try to achieve it. So, in order to achieve that, you must work hard. You have to put lot of efforts. So, I would like to encourage you, I would like to recommend all 10th class students who are going for public examinations in coming March 2021, you put your efforts and work hard, and so that you may reach your target and reach heights in your life. In today's topic, I would like to focus your attention on creative expressions. In the examination paper, as far as English is concerned, you are supposed to attempt two papers, that is paper 1 and paper 2. In that, we have three sections, section A, section B and section C. In all these sections, you are assessed your academic standards, that is reading comprehension, vocabulary, grammar, and finally in section C, creative expressions. Under creative expressions, we have 8 major discourses identified. They are in paper 1, conversation, description, diary entry, speech script. In paper 2, under the same heading creative expression, you have 4 discourses. They are news report, letter writing, story writing and biographical sketch. From past few months, you have been listening to Doordarshan Saptagiri channel, where some of these topics were already discussed by subject experts. Today, I want to focus on story writing. Is it not quite interesting? I know, as children, you all like to listen to stories, right? Every day, you must be asking your parents or grandparents, tell me a story before you go to sleep. Even let me share my experience too. I have 2 little wonder kids. After dinner and prayer or night walk, before going to sleep, they will ask me, Mom, please tell us a story. Every day I keep telling them stories, and one day I got a funny idea. Every day I am telling them a story. Why not I ask them to tell a story? So, immediately my son started narrating the Spider-Man which he used to watch in computer. He kept on saying. Finally, I said, it's really fantastic, my son. It's enough for now. Tomorrow we will continue. Like that. With this instance, I understood that children, they not only like listen to stories, they like to narrate stories. I mean, they like to tell stories. So, in the examination point of view, when you are asked to write story from the given hints, many children, they feel difficulty. They try to skip that because option is given for you. So, choice is there, they skip story writing. But I recommend you, if you have this creativity or imagination, and it is better to go for story writing to score good marks. And not only that, I already told you to set a goal, how many marks you are going to achieve, otherwise how many points, 10 out of 10, or which grade you want to achieve in the examination. So, with that goal if you go, even story writing will be an easy one for you to have a good score. So, let us get into the original topic, that is story writing. The purpose of story writing is to teach or inform, to change attitudes or social opinions. Here in this sentence, we will come to a conclusion that a story is used not only for entertainment or to time pass, but here the basic purpose is to change some attitude and even to bring some social change, because many a time we see so many problems around us in the society. So, the story writers will focus on, they will narrate a story, they will write a story in such a way that they want to bring out a change in the social norms, opinions also. A narrative has events and dialogues. We all know that a story will have so many incidents or events or dialogues mentioned in an order. They are filled with series of emotions and sensual perceptions. Here sensual perceptions, that is what we see, what we hear, what we smell, these are all sensual perceptions also included, and even the emotion part also. You have to use the language, a descriptive language, so that the reader should have an interest to read and feel the same emotion what is written in the story. Now, we will briefly go into the steps that you have to follow when you go for story writing. Number 1, you read the given hints twice, otherwise thrice also. When you look into the question paper, you are asked to read the question paper thoroughly. So, when you come to the story writing, that is in the discourse part, under creative expression, you are supposed to read the given hints twice or thrice. Then you will get an idea what the hints are talking about, what is the story all about. Then try to give the title or name the story. After going through the hints, you will come to a conclusion what the story is all about. Then with your creativity or imagined power, you can give a title for the story, and then select related vocabulary. Already hints are given to you. Using those hints, you have to select some related vocabulary, appropriate vocabulary in adjectives or the adverbs, a beautiful language to say, ornamental language you can use, so that the people will feel interest to read your story. And then after selecting the vocabulary, you can go to frame a simple sentence. Do not go for complicated ones, do not try to make it a complex one, but try to make a simple sentence. You can follow the structure like subject, verb and object. Okay? You go for a simple sentence, and generally when you write a story, we generally use past tense. You know about tense, you have already discussed about that, present tense, past tense and future tense. Here in story writing, majority of the times we recommend you to write in past tense. At times, whenever it is a joke or present situation is being described, then you can go for present tense. And sixth point, keep all sentences in a sequence. Sequence is an order. You have to arrange those sentences in an order. The events what occurred first, and then what comes next, and finally the last part. Keep all the sentences in a sequence. When you write these sentences, you have to think about coherence also. Most importantly, coherence should be given enough focus, because when you write a sentence after sentence, there should be some link, that is connection. Okay? You have to connect these sentences using linkers as well as however, but, like eventually, gradually, suddenly. What happens? These kind of linkers you can use for the coherence purpose. At the end, write the moral of the story. This is a short story. If it is a long story, you can go for splitting it into paragraph. But now we are writing a short story. At the end, you can go for writing a moral. After reading, the reader reads the story, they have to understand what is the moral written in the story. What is the message you want to pass on to the readers or to the society. So, this is also an important thing. Finally, I would like to ask you to confine your story to the given word limit. In the question paper itself, they will give you write a short story with 150 to 200 words. So, you have to confine your story to this word limit of 200. Okay, children, I will just recap steps to follow. Read the hints and you have an idea. After you get the idea, you go for the title, then think about related vocabulary, and then frame sentences, simple sentences, use past tense, and keep all the sentences in an order, use linkers for coherence. Finally, we end with the moral and confine to the word limit. When you go for further studies like intermediate or graduation, you will be given elements of story in this way. Just you can have an idea about this. Plot, it is the sequence of events. What happened in the story? The plot talks about what? It is a series of action or sequence of events. And then comes the setting, where the things are happening, the place where the event occurred. Coming to characterization, number of characters involved, the people involved in the story, who are involved, how many number of people are involved in the story, this takes the part of characterization. Then the structure of the story, it should be the introduction part, we all know, beginning, how the story starts, and continuation of the story, the middle part, and finally the conclusion, the climax part is the last one. So, in this way you have to organize your story, and theme or message or the moral or the lesson which you want to teach to others, those who read. This is most important. Every story has a purpose, I told you, to bring a change in the attitude or in the social opinions. So, with a good message, if you write a story, the people will be benefited, and you will also you can score good marks. Now, after seeing the process of writing a story, are you ready to listen to an interesting story? The story of a wise king. Generally in the examination, you have hints, right, as we discussed, and for your convenience in this session, I would like to show some of the slides. Pictures or images are shown to you. Basing on the images, I will narrate a story. Listen very carefully. Afterward, the home task also will be given. The title of the story is The Story of a Wise King. He is a king of Israel. In this picture, you see a person named King Solomon. The name of the king is Solomon. He ruled the country of Israel, land of Israel. In this picture, you see two places. One is Gibeon and second one is Jerusalem. These two places are very important places in his kingdom. The king's name is Solomon. He was considered as the wisest king upon this earth. Is it? Do you wondering why? There are many kings. Alexander the Great. Why should we call King Solomon as the wisest? Okay, I will tell you the reason. One day, children, the king was sleeping. In the sleep, suddenly he got a dream. You also get dreams, no? When you sleep during night time, he got a dream. In the dream, surprisingly strange thing happened. God appeared to Solomon and then he bowed his head and then looked up and started speaking to God. God called, Solomon, Solomon, what is your wish? What is your plea? Or what is your request that I may grant you? Even having no second thought, Solomon replied, God, I want wisdom to rule over the people. See what King Solomon replied to God when God appeared to Solomon in a dream and asked, what is your wish that I may grant? Then Solomon replied, I want wisdom, understanding to rule over thy people. So God was very much pleased with Solomon's response. He thought he could have asked anything, right, children? If you are there in that place, what do you think? What you would have asked? I would have asked for, you would have asked for wealth or riches or treasure or the lives of enemies or many other kingdoms to overcome, or wealth or health. There are many issues, but King Solomon focused on wisdom. So God was pleased, and then God said, Solomon, instead of asking any other thing, you concentrated on wisdom. So I am going to give you everything along with your request. I will give you wisdom, I will give you wealth, I will give you health, I will give you treasures, I will give you peace in the kingdom. So like this, in this way, Solomon was blessed with divine wisdom. So he continued his rule. People liked him very much. The people of his kingdom liked King Solomon very much, and they brought so many gifts to him, presents to him. They gave gold, silver, and they were really happy about King Solomon's rule. One day what happened, you know? Two women came to meet the king. They came to king's court. They came with an argument. They were complaining about each other. They were saying, see what the king asked, what happened? What is your problem? Then see, one woman is explaining, first woman is explaining, O Lord, my king, your majesty, we two, I mean this woman and myself, we stay in one home. We stay in the same place, and I gave birth to a male child. After 2 days, the next one, the other woman also had got a male child. After a few days, in the night when she was sleeping, she rolled over the baby and the baby was dead. When I was sleeping, she came to my bed, she took my living child and she kept the dead child in my bed. When I saw in the morning when I saw the baby dead in my bed, I told her, this is not my baby. Then she started quarreling, fighting with me, saying that the living child is mine. So Lord, do justice, give my child to me. This is the plea of the first woman. She is crying and telling the reason to the king. Then immediately king ordered his servant to get a sword. In the picture you see, the servant of King Solomon brought a big sword, and king ordered him to cut the child into 2 pieces. Have you ever heard this kind of judgment? Killing a small child? Then what happened, you know? Suddenly the first woman started pleading the king, saying, Lord, don't kill my child. Save the child, life of my child. You please give the child to the other woman. I don't matter, it doesn't matter, but let the child live. So the king understood the mother's love. Any true mother, or real mother, she doesn't want the child to be in trouble, or she doesn't want to see her child dead in front of her own eyes. So King Solomon gave the child to the mother, who said not to kill the child. With this genius solution of king, the people were also amazed. They wondered at the wisdom of King Solomon. See how happy the mother is with the child. Yes, hope you are understanding. He continued his rule. His greatness, the name and fame of King Solomon went around the whole world. The people, the other kings of other nations, they all heard about King Solomon's greatness, and one lady, she is Queen of Sheba. She wanted to see King Solomon. One day she decided to travel a long distance and to see King Solomon. She came there and she was really amazed, wondered at the king's wisdom, and actually she came, you know, why she came, you know, she wanted to test the knowledge of King Solomon. She wrote many riddles. She thought, I will ask him so many riddles, whether we'll see whether King Solomon can answer, and every answer he gave. And finally, in many ways, she wanted to test him in many ways. So this is one of the tests given to Solomon. She brought 2 flower pots. She kept in front of the King Solomon and said, King, can you identify which is the real flower, which is the artificial one? Then King Solomon thought for a while and said, ask the servant and asked him to keep these 2 flower pots near the window, where it is exposed to the nature, sunshine and all. And immediately a bee came and sat on a flower which is real one, the natural flower, because you know bees come to take the nectar from the flowers, right? So the bee came and sat on the real flower, and I easily could identify that this is the real one, the natural flower. So she was shocked at king's wisdom. Children, in this way the King Solomon ruled very wisely, and the peace prevailed in his kingdom. The moral is, not only kings, even you and me should have wisdom to lead a peaceable life. Now let us have a small break.
మా కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com, ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/ddsaptagiri, ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/ddsaptagirivja, ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/ddsaptagiri, యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/ddsaptagiri.
Welcome back, dear children. Hope you have enjoyed the story, right? Here is a task, home task. Write a story using the hints given below. Now you take a notebook and pen, jot down in your notebook. The hints are King Solomon, Israel, dream, wisdom, wealth and fame, right judgment, two women, child, cut, cry, real mother, queen of Sheba, test of knowledge, pass the test. Once again, write all these hints in your notebook. This is given as a home task or homework. You are supposed to write a story using the hints given to you. Now, I just want to say about this DD Saptagiri channel. You have been watching DD Saptagiri channel from past 2 months for all educational programs. You can subscribe the YouTube channel. You have doubts, you can again go to YouTube channel, download the sessions and you can watch it n number of times. Okay? Let us go further. Now, the topic we are going to discuss is language expression. What is language expression? It is an ability to put words together to create a thought which is meaningful and relevant to the speaker, listener and topic of conversation. When you meet people, you converse with them. You just have a talk. Basing on the situation, you will express your language and the words put together. You give a thought which is very meaningful and it should be relevant to the situation. I mean situation based. When you see the examples, you would understand. Okay? Language expression is the ability to put words together to create a thought which is meaningful and relevant to the speaker, listener and the topic of conversation. From the morning till night, you come across many situations, various situations in your life, wherein you have to express yourself, you have to use the language, appropriate language should be used, so that the listener will understand and respond to you, which is very, very essential. The first one, the expression is like this: I really appreciate it. When do we use this expression? I really appreciate it. This is a phrase to say thank you. When somebody helps you, generally what would you say? Thank you very much. In other words, this expression also can be used. I really appreciate it. Okay. Coming to the second one. My pleasure. Where this expression is used? It can be used instead of saying you're welcome. Generally, when somebody says thank you, you would reply you're welcome. Instead, another expression also can be used. It is my pleasure helping you. So, it's my pleasure. This language expression can be used. Next one, I beg to differ. Have you heard it? I beg to differ. Generally, we don't say. As Indians, we feel somewhat to say no to other people, right? Especially when we meet our friends or relatives, in any situation you come across. If you don't like that particular situation or the statement or the decision taken by somebody, given by somebody, we don't generally refuse. But here is a phrase to let someone know that you don't agree with them. Your friend is saying something, but you don't want to agree with him. You want to differ. So, you can use this expression in a polite manner. So, English is a very polite language. It's a beautiful language as well. So, the way you express yourself in that particular language makes you an effective speaker. Okay? I beg to differ. Sometimes when you don't want to agree with your friend or agree with somebody's statement, you can say I beg to differ. Well, it was wonderful talking to you. It is a polite way to end a conversation. Supposing you met a friend, you were talking to him for a long time, you had a conversation, now it is time for you to depart, to say goodbye. So, before saying bye, you can use this phrase, well, it was wonderful talking to you. He feels so happy, oh, my friend likes speaking to me. So, with this you can conclude, come to a conclusion of your conversation. Have a good one, have a good day. Generally we use, no, when you are speaking to a friend or somebody, teacher, then while departing, to wish someone a good day after saying goodbye. After saying goodbye, you wish them. How do you wish? Have a good one, have a good day, have a great day. In this manner, you can say goodbye to your friend. Sorry, I didn't get you. When do we use this phrase? Sorry, I didn't get you. A phrase that can be used when you don't understand what somebody is saying. You are speaking to someone. Sometimes you don't understand what they are saying. In this particular situation, you can say, sorry, I didn't get you. That means, I didn't understand what you are speaking. You please repeat, or come again. You can say, I didn't understand what you are saying. So, you can say, sorry, I didn't get you. Generally, we use these words, pardon me, excuse me. In the same way, sorry, I didn't get you. Then the person whom you are speaking, he will understand that you didn't understand anything out of his statement. Then he tries to repeat the same sentence. Cheer up, an expression to cheer somebody up. You have met your friend, he is in disguise, feeling so sad, he is not in good mood. Then what do you say to him? Oh, cheer up guy, don't worry, everything will become all right. In this way, you can cheer up your friend, you can encourage him to be happy. Okay. Cheer up is an expression used to cheer somebody, to make others feel happy. Can you give me a hand with this? When do we use this phrase or this language expression? Can you give me a hand with this? See in the picture, you see a car, it got stopped over there and she is lifting her hand up and saying help. So, a polite way to ask for somebody's help. In the middle of the way, your car got struck or your vehicle got struck or you need somebody to help you, you can use this sentence. Can you give me a hand with this? Is it not good? It is a really polite speaking and asking for help. It was a piece of cake. Children, do you like cakes? Even I prepare different varieties of cake. When do we say this? It was a piece of cake. See the picture? It is an easy one. When you feel some task given to you is an easy one, then it was a piece of cake. Did you finish your work, homework or the assignment given to you or the project for the employees? They will say it is an easy one. To express that, this word is used, the phrase is used. It was a piece of cake. To say something is very easy to handle. I'll see you soon. Generally you say this, see you, goodbye. Yesterday when I started travelling from Anantapur to Vijayawada, my children came to the bus stop and said, see you soon. Happy journey, mummy. See you soon. So this is a phrase used at the end of conversation sometimes when you are talking to somebody, and to end the conversation you say, we are going apart now, see you soon, bye bye. In this way you can use this phrase. Some language functions, see here. We are giving you some statements. Under that 4 options are given. You have to choose one among them. The first one, fill the blanks with capital letters. Where do you hear this sentence? Generally in examination time, the examiner will tell you, give you some instructions, right? Under this, and option A, prediction, option B, instruction, option C, warning, option D, order. You read the sentence, that is, fill the blanks with capital letters. What do you think this statement? Is it a prediction? Is it an instruction? Is it a warning or order? The answer is B. Where can I get a car for hire? In this sentence, where can I get a car for hire? Option A, making a request, making a question, making a suggestion, seeking information. What do you think? Just take some time and think about this. Where can I get a car for hire? Is it requesting somebody, or asking a question, or suggesting something, or seeking information? This is seeking. Option is D. She is seeking information. Where can I get a car for hire? So she wants some information about the car to hire. In this slide, you see a train and 2 people conversing. It's getting late. Why don't you engage the train? So one of your friends planning to go to some other place, out of station maybe. So it's getting late. So his friend is telling him, it's getting late. Why don't you opt another option, like a train or something? Engage a train. In this option A, asking a question, making a suggestion, or seeking help, or refusing help. Which option do you take? Do you think it's right? Again I read the sentence. It's getting late. Why don't you engage a train? Asking a question. Option B, making a suggestion. Option C, seeking help. Option D, refusing help. Now tell me the answer. It is making a suggestion. He is giving a suggestion to his friend, better you engage a train, otherwise you will be late. In this slide, you are staying in the town, aren't you? Where are you staying? In a town or a village? So his friend is asking for confirmation. It is a confirmative question, like option A is suggestion, B is request, permission, C is permission, D confirmation. Here, aren't you? Question tag is given, no? You are staying in a town, aren't you? Vani is a good girl, isn't she? This is what? It is a confirmation. Answer will be yes or no. Yes, I live in a town or in a village. It may rain in few minutes. This statement. What is this statement? Option A, making a request, expressing purpose, C, expressing possibility, or D, giving advice. Once again I read the sentence. It may rain in a few minutes. We are expecting rain shortly. So, this is expressing possibility. That means there is a chance to rain because the sky is very cloudy, it may rain. So, this is expressing possibility. The answer is C, option C. You are coming to school, aren't you? It seemed like before, no, we have seen. You are coming to school, aren't you? Now give me the answer. Seeking acceptance, confirmation, warning or suggestion. Yes, you are right. This is again a confirmation. Would you mind if I ask your help? Apologizing, making a request, complaining, giving an advice. Would you mind if I ask your help? See, I came for the first time to this studio. I don't know how to enter and to whom to contact. So, somebody help desk will be there, no? People will be sitting there to help you out. If I come and ask them, would you mind if I ask your help? What kind of sentence is this? Is it an apologizing or making a request, complaining or giving an advice? It is requesting. Would you mind if I ask you a help? It is request. So, option B is right, making a request. How many times do I have to tell you not to go there? See, if I increase my tone, how will it be? How many times do I have to tell you not to go there? The statement, is it options now? Option A, is it an appreciation? Option B, narrating. Option C, teasing. Option D, scolding. Children, now tell me, you just think and tell me, this statement is a scolding one, a teasing, a narrating or an appreciation? Obviously, it is scolding. Mother might have got angry with the child and say, how many times should I tell you not to go there? So, the option is D. I really apologize for interrupting your conversation. Somebody talking to each other in a group, but if you go there and want to interrupt in between, I really apologize for interrupting your conversation. A, making a plan, giving permission, C, saying sorry, D, complimenting. What kind of sentence is this? I really apologize for interrupting a conversation. It is. Do you think it is A, making a plan? No, no. B, giving permission? No, it is not. Saying sorry? Yes, it is. Apologize means saying sorry, because we are going to interrupt the conversation. The person is saying sorry. Please excuse me. Shall I interrupt? Shall I come in between? Like that. So, saying sorry is the right answer. I really apologize for interrupting your conversation. It is not complimenting, it is not giving permission, it is not making a plan. The right answer is saying sorry. The last one, the last slide. This show is going to be amazing. This show is going to be amazing. The word itself so amazing sounds so good, right? When you go for a movie, you think that it's really amazing one. So, in this the kind of statement is number options 4 given here. A. Excitement, B. Fear, C. Anger, D. Surprised. This statement is an excitement statement. Wow, the show is really fantastic. It's really amazing. It's really wonderful. It is something to express your excitement. This statement is used to express your excitement. Children, till now we have discussed two important things. One is story writing and part 2 is language expressions. What kind of language you use, appropriate language to use in various situations you come across in your daily life. At last, hope you have enjoyed listening to this. You are watching to DD Saptagiri channel. You can subscribe YouTube Saptagiri, that is DD Saptagiri YouTube channel, and you can download the sessions. If you have any doubts, you can again listen in YouTube channel. And if you have doubts in this session, you can consult your teacher and you can clarify your doubts. I hope you are maintaining the WhatsApp groups. You can post your doubts so that your teacher will clarify your doubts. Okay, children, in this pandemic situation, you are at home. You have to take utmost care for your health. So, stay home, stay safe. I feel privileged to interact with you in this fashion. Thank you for your attentive listening. Have a great day.
కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com, ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/ddsaptagiri, ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/ddsaptagirivja, ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/ddsaptagiri, యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/ddsaptagiri.
मन की बात। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारत की जनता से साझा करेंगे अपने मन की बात रविवार 27 सितंबर सुबह 11 बजे। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री के प्रसारण के तुरंत बाद मन की बात का प्रादेशिक भाषाओं में अनुवाद आकाशवाणी और दूरदर्शन के संबद्ध प्रादेशिक केंद्रों से किया जाएगा। मन की बात के प्रादेशिक भाषाओं में अनुवाद का पुनः प्रसारण रात 8 बजे आकाशवाणी और दूरदर्शन के सभी प्रादेशिक केंद्रों से किया जाएगा। तो याद रखें, रविवार 27 सितंबर सुबह 11 बजे मन की बात।
దాహం ఇది మీకోసం. మీకు తెలుసా, మనమంతా జల ఆధారిత జీవులం.